remove your belts here, what you're going to do is you're going to take these belts off first. These, right? Take a screwdriver or something along those lines. You can run it right over the top. See how that's coming out, coming loose? Now that popped completely loose. Now you have free access to the belt that is here. It runs along here, around here, and under and between here, right? So one of the first things you're going to do is lift that roller up a little bit. Now you don't really have to lift it. It makes it easier if you do. I'm trying to do this with you where you guys can see. Okay. Makes it easier if you do, but it's not necessary. But I just pushed it up. There's a nut. There's a nut right there. It's on a black screw. You tighten that nut down once you have it held up, and what you see here is you have an opening there. Let me zoom in so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. See that opening there? Now what I've done is I've lifted this up and tightened this nut down so that it would hold it there for me. The next step are these. These are what the manual calls your flakes. And see how when I turned it, it lifted up? Do the same thing on this one. This one's a little bit looser, so we'll spin it around, and we're just tightening it down on that screw to see how it held up in there. Now it's held up in there. Now you have an opening all the way down. What this does is this gives you the ability to pull the belts out and slide new ones in a little bit easier. Okay, it just kind of opens the way for it. Back out. Now as you can see here, which I will zoom into for you also. Okay, these are on a block here. Now watch that wheel. See, that wheel is going to push in if I can hold the machine straight. That wheel is going to push in. See it move in? The bottom one's going to do the same thing. Okay, and what that does is that relieves the pressure and tension on that wheel, on that belt. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to press in. See how it loosens that belt? Slide that belt out. Now you're completely free of belts. The belt there on the top. Now I still have the belt on the bottom, so you don't have to take them out at the same time. I'm going to reinstall this belt. Put it around this end first and feed it underneath. See how you made that channel so it'll go straight in. You notice that it'll slip out the back side sometimes, so you just kind of have to be careful with it. If you want, you can pull it right back out like that. Okay. So we're going to slip it in between those blocks, as far down as you can. Now that we're here, basically on this wheel, I'm going to push that wheel in. Sit it on the wheel right. See how easy that can be? Okay. Now what you can see is that this is a little bit off here. It's actually forward just a little bit. So we'll actually slide it back a little bit just so it doesn't make contact with the other belt. And you can also loosen this, push this back some so that it will move back easier for you. Okay. Now, what we're doing at this point, we're going to put this belt back on. Teeth go towards the inside. Put it on there. And put it on the top like that. See how I got it on the top like that? You're just going to roll that roller down. Okay, and it's okay if it bends a little bit, it flexes a little bit like that, because what you're going to do is you're going to turn this on in a second, and it's going to slide right into its groove like it's supposed to. Okay. Now, remember what we did? We got to do it in reverse. So we're going to turn that flake until it pops down. We're going to do the same thing with this one. See how I turn that till it pop down? And remember, we move that up by tightening that nut. So we're going to loosen that nut. If you watch really closely, you can see that wheel just drop down. You're going to loosen that nut. All the way down until it comes loose. Now, it'll basically spin free once it's loose. Okay, now you have the belt changed and everything. And what you can do at that point is turn it on and let it run some. See what happened is this popped in place and these centered themselves, and you're good.